So being able to tap into some of those resources, I think, is important. So the visa-free access is cool, but the truth is, how much of our people are traveling to these places to exercise that right? But but the diplomatic relation that's established, I think we could really turn that into things that really benefit the country in the long run. So hopefully that is part of the plan.
OBS was doing good all week, you know. Like you realize they cut out for the week.
They cut out, man. Yesterday he cut out, so before the show even starts.
Yeah, but that's true. I forgot.
You literally cut out every day since you've been here.
Well, we're back now, so.
Yeah, today is only Wednesday.
Feels like it's been a long week.
Yeah. You got energy this week.
Bye.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question. I don't like. What is the country that you guys want
Canada.
to? Canada.
No.
Canada is nice.
Exactly.
Canada is nice, but I mean.
As a master question.
I was asking, what's the country that, well, really, Jade kind of fussed me. I was gonna ask, what's the country that you want to visit that more than likely really wasn't probably gonna be on your list unless you could just go there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jade is saying, hey, by the way, we fixed the Canada situation yet?
No, that's why I said Canada.
So we still need visas.
But we were in it for the whole Caribbean.
How?
Yeah.
What we do? Wait, what we do?
We used to be visa free for Canada.
Yeah, no, but
The
what
Caribbean, a lot of the Caribbean
That's the previous administration.
Yikes.
So should we get into it?
I want to know what we did, why we lost that. I can't remember.
I tell you who to ask.
So
I don't know who to. I ain't got a previous administration.
Something happened, and the government of Canada, whatever you want to call it, they were like, well, this is a little sketchy. We're not sure what y'all doing down here in the Caribbean, but we're gonna just, in order to screen y'all passports, we're going to now make all of y'all get visas. So the entire Caribbean that used to be visa free to Canada is now visa required.
I just want to know what y'all do. That's all. Because, you know, we was chilling.
Yeah, the Caribbean I take a little hit on that one, yeah.
Yeah, a little.
A little hit on that one. But yeah, I remember I used to just go into Canada, no problems. No, bye. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I what I did was when they came here, I got the visa here, so that's one less headache I have to deal with. But
when they're coming back,
I don't know.
Is that a thing? Like, I mean, how does the Canada visa thing work? Is that like
they came here?
Online?
Yeah, it was an online. You apply online, and then I did it when they came here. So representatives from the immigration department were here. And I did the process here at a hotel room in Marriott. It felt very sketchy.
I think I said it's just.
But the U.S. Embassy does that too.
The U.S. Embassy does it too.
No, but the Marriott situation. But Marriott always the culprit by. The hotel to go to.
So yeah, but yeah, it wasn't a difficult thing. It's just I never used to have to do this.
I just want to know what caused us to lose the passport. Somebody tell us. I see somebody saying something about a bag of money to Dubai. I don't know about that. I don't know what that means. So I need some clarification. What happened when we lost our...
Just Google and WINNMedia scan.
Let me see.
But
why did St. Kitts
lose visa-free status with Canada? But yeah, Kevon, what's your country that you kind of want to go to that you haven't been to?
There's 3 on my list. I definitely want to go to Egypt for sure.
Oh,
I always wanted to.
Egypt is have to.
Yeah,
have to.
As a kid, I wanted to go to Egypt, and then the second on my list is Thailand, and then Cambodia. Well, I definitely want to see the temples in Cambodia.
Yeah, Cambodia is on my list too.
I'm a bit of a tourist when it comes to like certain countries. Like I want to sightsee. Like I enjoy sightseeing. So like I want to go to the temples of Cambodia and just walk through them and like look and stuff. Like I know for some people like traveling is shopping. But for me, traveling is experiences and seeing things. Like
the shopping thing is the last thing
I just want to go. Like I just want to go and see things and like and it's always amazing to me how like each place does look like itself. Like you go to London or like the UK.
It all has its own vibe.
It's just so Londony.
It has its own vibe, yeah.
Right. There's no other way to describe it, and each place has its vibe, and I just want to like go to these places and experience all these things. But definitely Egypt, Thailand, and Cambodia, I definitely want to go to.
So I found the answer to my question because Google, and it says. In November 2014, Ottawa decided to implement the visa requirement on St. Kitts and Nevis due to concerns about the issuance of passports and identity management practices within the Citizen by Investment program. St. Kitts and Nevis isn't the only country who visa-free entry to Canada was revoked. Y'all was doing something sketchy. Basically what Canada said, and that wasn't for it. Y'all need to fix it.
No, I think some of the other countries, Caribbean countries did eventually get restricted.
Are you talking about ours? They need to fix ours.
I'm Jade Wago Canada. That's really what's going on. Yeah. That's really what's going on. Jade Wago Canada.
Visa free, not just to go. I need to go visa free. Okay, so y'all need to fix it. I don't know what y'all do, but undo it, please. Wait, an apology letter. That's what y'all used to make us do in school. Implement it in the real world now.
Right, apology
letter.
They used to make it only the apology letter go work, so why they can't use it?
Apology condemns the act.
Exactly, apologize. Ask for forgiveness. Let me try this tying mask thing again, you
Good luck with that, girl.
I do it yesterday and see what happened.
Good luck with that, girl. Jade fighting with his mask by.
Yeah, the slack man. My head small. Compared to these mash things, it got to be.
What's going on here? Oh boy.
It got to be. Y'all know y'all went very well yesterday. Look at y'all doing things.
Hey.
Yeah, we did.
Island tea to the world. Exclusive.
Yes.
Punjabi daddy bye.
I'm telling you, I made it to all the cricket sites. The world cricket sites and stuff. Big up Gail one time. That's how you do it. Take out HSC, don't study them.
Yeah.
Don't hold it in.
The universe passing, so you know what I mean.
Punjabi daddy, yes.
Punjabi daddy, you ain't studying nothing more nobody by it. Say what you're feeling like.
Telling you, a lot more of y'all should do what Gail do and just say what y'all have on y'all minds. Stop holding it in.
Speaking of saying what's on my mind.
You're in a fridge.
Speaking
Stop
of
store things for people.
Wow.
On your mind.
Speaking of what's on my mind, like we were talking about like countries we want to travel to and so some of the countries on my list in Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was bombarded last night with the videos of the African preachers that just be wilding.
When you was bombarded? This is like you went on a rabbit hole, you know?
No. I was out and somebody was like, "Bah, you ever see these here?"
Oh Lord.
I was like, "Yes, I've seen them." Like y'all have seen them too, right?
Of course. You know what's the funniest thing I saw about these things, these African like churches and the pastors that has be wilding? Everybody in the church, but the cameraman does catch the Holy Ghost.
The cameraman have to remain camerish.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally everybody in the church shaking up on the floor, doing all kind of radical things. But the cameraman?
I don't got a problem with that. I don't got a problem with the overtly sexual tones of the cleansing.
The demons coming through the vajayjay?
Watch ya. The first video they man show me was this pastor asking the females who were coming up for the blessing to remove their underwear. Where first he washed them in what they would assume is holy water, and then splashing them under their skirts with like splashing the water. I was like, what get that here, man? What gonna get that here, like?
You know how brainwashed you got to be like, you know what, this year gonna get me to the gates of heaven. Let me cleanse.
That's a real cleansing, yeah. Like, you know, like,
that's a douche. That's not a cleanse.
And then the thing what was bothering me about this was the next video, as the ladies were lining up to get their blessing, they were being they were bothered by each of their husbands. right?
Yeah, boy. This is.
I don't know. So you're watching this thing like this thing could happen.
Not time.
No, bear in mind.
No, let me do another time because anyway.
But yeah, the crazy things will be happening here too. Yeah.
That's why I said anywhere because I've seen some videos from some. Sorry, not to jump off the weird pastor thing, right? But you see the video with the lady. that was so fitting. You see the video with the lady who was singing in church and then the lady behind her.
Yes. Yes. And they said the church choir always fighting.
That is such a fact, right?
Boss,
oh my gosh.
That there had me cracking up by is the woman face, yeah. The woman face.
So like, you know what, go ahead. Since you want to call the show, go ahead. Sing.
Miss, you can't sing.
Bruh, they don't ever want to acknowledge the fact that their voice does not match the pitch of the song.
They don't, but they don't know.
What do you mean they don't know?
They don't know.
So nobody to tell them?
They think that watch here. Today ain't Thursday bag and going again this one. Church has got this problem all the time. Right? They support too much nonsense when it come to the singing thing. And tell you, let me give you an example. Church got a concert, Christmas concert. Sister Mary Jane gone up, right? Sister Mary Jane is a world-renowned singer. World-renowned, right? She go up, sing she little heart out for the honor and glory of God. And when she done, everybody just there like, okay, what next?
Y'all gotta learn.
Sister Anne Mary gone up now. Sister Anne Mary, whatever key she's supposed to find, she left it home. Right? She voice sound like fingernails scratching on a chalkboard.
She sound like me singing.
And she gonna sing over the third verse 4 times.
And the India catching the whole
and but people in the oh my god. Stop it.
Well, you see, there's a lot of tribalism in it. It's just like, I don't like this person, so no matter how well they do,
the support nonsense.
Right.
I guess it's under the guise of encouraging people. So the people who ain't got the gift. Watch you. Everybody got the little place to play, right? Everybody got a little role to play in the body of Christ, right? You ain't a singer, miss. Come down off the stage in mic. But instead, no, we want to encourage them. So. Yes. But then Sister Mary Jane who up there who go actually sing. But yeah, nobody got nothing for she.
They're always in listen, and the worst time that they'll do it is in funerals.
Oh my God.
Every time a funeral in y'all church, y'all need to get up and offer a praise. Y'all don't need to offer no song. Y'all don't need to offer nothing but condolences. Stay in the seat. People, this is not your time.
Watch you. Sometimes, watch you got this particular young man.
Man supposed to be in the church laughing.
He does go to all the funeral them and make sure he reach early, so during the tributes he could go up and sing 1 or 2. That's the thing what about me, you know. The man Gunston go up and sing a song. Okay, you know what? You ain't even know the person who is deceased, but okay, cause we know you're leaving here to go to the next funeral along the road, but it's okay. So he gone in there, he can sing his song. If he ain't got another funeral to go to, but the man going up to do another rendition.
Y'all need to properly manage these. I can't do it. Y'all need to manage these.
Yes, witty, yes. See? Everybody.
Listen, I gonna got to leave a
hey.
I gonna have to leave like a instruction manual or something for me funeral, because y'all ain't gonna have these things happening and I gonna wake up, you know. Do not wake me up. And make me have to take no mic out nobody hand, please.
My grandmother done say she haunting her, yeah. So.
Yeah, cause if I lady stupid it happening at my funeral, I haunting her for sure. I just got people randomly coming up there to sing all kind of wrong notes and I just down there singing and clapping like, what? I love me. I can't love me.
This is the send off it deserve.
This is really, this is why this is the funeral arrangement I deserve. Wow.
Gawain, everybody noisy. You understand? And yes, he ache you.
That's wild, boy.
But
no, like, ain't gonna like security in like, you know how we got security in
bouncers? You got church bouncers?
Like what happened?
They call ushers, but the ushers them no more like they're afraid of church.
Hello, let me be an usher. I hire me as an usher.
And then the thing is too, the one usher that, and then the thing is about it too is like the one usher that is ready to get down and to nitty-gritty got me issues.
Okay, this is the problem with the usher. I can tell you what the problem with the usher is.
I need to learn to cut mic.
The usher is usually not taller than 4'7".
But they're so angry and so aggressive. So when they need to be aggressive.
And very do things. So what happens is now, when they're really supposed to do things, people walk out. But he just always, she always just doing things. You just always over the top. But you need to do things. You need to do things yourself.
Yeah, because they just behave like that one in the church when you want to sit down here. Oh, you can't sit down there. Oh, you can't get a booklet. But I got people up there singing in 5 different wrong notes. In people's funeral.
They didn't realize.
They can't hear. So they usher them deaf.
May know.
They need to figure out how to cut the mic from down in the pew.
People just need to learn to tell people no.
They don't ask. They don't just get up and go.
That's to tell them no.
So learn how to cut the mic.
Go back and sit down.
When we in concerts and when we're doing important governmental things and stuff, if you take too long, they're going to cut your mic. So we can learn to cut mic in church.
I don't know about it. It does really bother me.
Oh, see one day usher them calling.
Good morning, Usher. You live on LNT.
Yeah, good morning, Kevon and Hanley here. And Jade, good morning.
Morning.
I am here listening to you all. And I got cursed in church for that same thing, to a funeral. A lady went up to sing. And she all over. So when she come down now, coming down, I said, Miss, we went up to go spoil the people and sang for. I feel so bad, and everybody in the church got down for me. You understand?
They don't like the honesty.
No, and that is the place where it's supposed to happen. Right in church is where it's supposed to happen.
That is supposed to happen because she's spoiling everything. I planned to get up and walk out. God is shame. Every minute she's stopping, she's missing notes, she's stopping. To start again and all these things. And I'm not going to just sing every funeral you go. Every funeral, I'm not.
Bye.
You got to know the dead. You got to know the person who dead. Alright, then we continue the program.
Yeah, man. I was notorious for that. When I used to play in church, if you go up there and think, if you start the song and then you go from A to Z, with every key in between, don't look over at me as the musician.
Do we start the song, yes?
Watch here. I ain't following you here. I don't know if you're leading me to the gates of hell. You just up and down the place. I just sit down and let you do your thing.
That is why we need to stop and cut the mic there, man. From you realize the person hitting 2 off key from the beginning of the song, cut the mic. Because it ain't gonna be so. It's all down here from here, though.
Funeral. And the other thing, I went to a funeral yesterday self.
I mean like long funeral, anyway.
Yeah, no, this is my thing with funerals. You know how I determine if the funeral was jiggy or not? Everybody does look at the tributes. That ain't why I watching. I watching the eulogy. If the eulogy jiggy, you understand? If the eulogy jiggy, cause to me, the eulogy is that they'll be like cool to me. They'll be the ones with that has some sort of inspiration in it. Like, okay, your life has you've transitioned from this world, right? Mm-hmm. But as we look back on what your life was, can I pull some inspiration from it?
My eulogy gonna be fire, I know. I got it.
Jade, when we're speaking about life and death and funerals, you can't be using fire.
No, not that kind of fire. That kind of fire.
I'm using fire.
My gonna be not the
hellfire. Here, like, so, because I'm over here listening, I'm like, so we do cremation.
No, not the hellfire kind, like.
Oh, yeah.
Like the. My gonna be a real good eulogy, cause my life been a. Bye.
It's been a roller coaster.
Bye. It's been a wild time. I'm a little 29 years.
If you was worthless, your eulogy should be worthless. Lord, man.
I agree.
Lord, man.
I agree. Don't come try.
Nice it up now?
Yeah, like if you not the eulogy is supposed to reflect the life you lived, okay? Don't come. I know you as this person that I listen to your eulogy like.
Who that there?
Who that you? That don't make no sense.
Bye. You're children are like, wait, what? Who are you talking about?
You can't be whole buried.
No, but at the same time, if this is your last send off, right? Like if you want to embellish a bit, you should be allowed to embellish a bit.
No, I don't agree. I don't. Y'all going in the church, go like, why? You're just saying you're supposed to go in the church.
So you're supposed to go up and be like, well, everyone knew Roger and Roger Kevon, right?
He was a girl though.
He was a man of many talents.
Look, all the man and woman here right now supporting him.
Including misrepresentation of the truth.
Don't say that. If he was a girl though, your eulogy should reflect that. Name names. What am I going to fight him? He done gone.
See, kind of mystic. This is what has happened. Why that there to be odd? Because a lot of times, what happened after the eulogy is the message. And the message is always...
Put the message first.
The message is always... give your life to the Lord before you end up where this person is. Right? So, he kind of mystic to go... But yeah, this is the life this man was living here. And then right after that go... If you're living that kind of life, you're going to hell.
But you could give him he had to the Lord and sleep and then die the next day. And then what going to happen?
Anybody ever do that? I will get up and tell you leave.
If anybody do what?
The whole speech.
Oh, you as an example of how you should live.
Right.
I just like
using my whether it's a demise or my timely departure as a lesson. Hello.
But that's what happens at every funeral.
No, don't do that.
That's what happens at every funeral.
Don't use my... Nah, don't do that. Another pastor calling.
Good morning, caller. 11 LNT. What's up?
Yes, morning. You say what you said to, right? Not the local figures there, right? Was something I hear some of them too. And it's like, I don't understand why I sing it. It's like if they put two lines together and they rhyme, that's a song.
Yikes.
We need to tell them, look, I can't come better at this, man. Anyway.
Just be honest to the...
Hey.
The man just said, you see the lesson for today is honesty. Every day we're going to find a lesson in the topics, you know.
Honesty.
The lesson for today is honesty.
I tell you already, that time there, find a puppy hand in the middle of the test in my class. I say, I'm calling him. Akeem happen. Akeem said, Mr. Bailey, you might want to check. I mean, I say she name. In sons of this. I said, what? He said, yeah, just looking, man.
The man was just snitching?
The man is looking, right? But the girl got book in there, open everything right there. Boom, boom, boom.
Work hard, not hard.
By this time now, the girl watching him like, are you serious, boy? So I watch him and say, but I came by, you ain't playing by, you just rat out the girl. I keep watching me and say, it's honesty.
Well,
I just Tom I came in the back and he was a soda class, but
watch it, right?
like, why would you do this?
Watch it, for teachers who don't complain, right? About teaching the so-called remedial classes. Oh my God! But you got the most fun there. Yeah? You got the most character, the most personality. I just got so much fun here. I like teaching. I like teaching. Let us go and deal with the system.
The system is flawed.
I got children who having issues with reading. But I must teach them integrated science. No, we're doing phonics. I can't even write down the notes. I get reported for that. Go down the ministry. You say, I write me a letter because I teach my children to read.
I know you eulogy gonna be late. Your eulogy will be something else, man.
Oh boy.
What we was talking about? How we get here?
African preachers.
My mother's here, boy.
But then how did we even get to the African preachers?
Because we're talking about visas. It all makes sense, you know. It all aligns.
Oh,
it all aligns.
Y'all just go down some rabbit holes that have nothing to do with the topics that we're supposed to be talking about.
Somebody said, let us bring up all kind of topics. That's my job here, guys.
Bro, what's the show? What is the purpose of the show? Because
come here and bang me out.
Bro, that's literally from day one. That's all.
We're doing this
and chat.
We're doing this here for like a year and a half now, and I still don't understand what we're doing. Jade is the producer, and Jade and all they know what we're doing here.
I just know we're here, and it's working.
But remember, you can't everybody property.
This is wing it daily, you know. Wing it daily, because why not just show up and do something? You know. Let me tell you, a quote. Let me see. One moment.
So how you
I'm gonna
quote
get
is
the
up there
quote
and
right.
the quote?
But no, he don't want to mess it up.
I want to get it right.
Exactly.
As you should. Come on
I
with
want to
the
get
quote.
it right. Okay, so here's the quote. I have it. It's a very popular quote from the new Netflix series Squid Game.
Oh God.
I am good at everything except the things I can't do. And
Amen
that is why
and
we
amen.
show up every day. That is why we show up every day and we do exactly what we know how to do.
As a man wants to
Because
make
I'm
this move.
pretty sure if we bring another 3 sets of people in here, y'all would be stuck within the first 5 minutes.
As I'm just, oh, you're showing me a video of pastor just hitting people in the head and laughing. I don't know why this is funny to him.
Why? Because
Like
we're
people
good
just
at all the
line up
things
to
we
get
can't do.
pumped in the head by the pastor.
We talking about a little blessing here, like
You know, if
Like a
somebody
solid thumb.
walk down 4th Street and thump 5 people in the head, that's a fight, you know?
5? You ain't gonna reach that far. You ain't gonna reach that far. You ain't gonna reach that far, Jade. Jade, there was one, right? There was one video.
Y'all think,
There was one video. The pastor was baptizing. Now, the thing I don't understand, why it was only women. I don't know if this was a particular thing, it was only women getting baptized. But they had to go in the back, right? And change
It's done going wrong.
into no, they had to change. And it was women in there. It was women in but they had to change into a baptismal gown.
Okay, the gown, the white gown.
Right. But what I recognized afterwards, and this is only after they would have been baptized in the water, there was nothing under the baptismal gown. So it was basically a wet t-shirt competition in the
listen,
They weren't allowed to wear anything under the gown.
I feel like a lot of people that do things under the guise of Christianity and it's acceptable.
Not Christianity, just religion in a aspect.
Yes,
yeah, in a
religion,
whole, yeah.
sorry, religion. People that do things under the guise of religion and just get away with it. Because if a regular person like me do this, I go in jail, you know?
Jade, there was a video of the pastor, right, was literally on the ground laying on his back, and the women had to walk over him. Like they had to walk over him while he lays on his back.
Again, y'all just do things under the guise of religion and it is acceptable because it's seen as religious. If the normal man does it, we
You know-
going to jail.
You know what it is too? I think what happened is that
I go in hell, you know?
I think
Oh, they say we go in hell, right? But we don't do the things y'all is doing, you know?
no, I think what it is that a lot of times people are desperate, and desperation puts people in a position where unscrupulous figures take advantage of
All
their
the time.
desperation.
All the time.
That's why it is, people just take advantage of people's desperation. Yeah.
Because ain't no way, no pastor in St. Kitts could tell me I must walk my big self over them.
Oh, they ain't had on no jersey though. I forget to say
I
that.
figured.
I forget to say
I
that,
figured,
yeah.
man. Imagine you gonna tell me go change my clothes, come out in a hospital gown and just walk over you. Imagine if a doctor, right, told a patient, change into the hospital gown. I shall lay on the floors of JNF and you walk over me. You hear how that sound?
Bye.
But a pastor, okay. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, man, you're saying that, but there's stories about that happening in the hills right of St. Kitts, eh?
Oh, the hills? I know.
If the hills have eyes.
They have more than eyes up there.
Bye, man.
Listen, I was a child like hearing these stories, right? And every time I see them, I'm
You
like,
think there's a dragon worship up there?
that's what
The better just utilize the time.
Oh, man.
By religion, by.
No, but yeah, I'm not going to go into detail on this. All I'm going to say is go on YouTube and search for Eat the Poo Poo. That's all I can say.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's a speech from an African pastor.
No, it's okay, thanks.
No thanks. I good.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks, though. Speaking of pastors, Kevon, let's do the pastor. Since we're on the topic of pastors anyway, let's do the DUI one. I can read it tonight. I can read it. You're watching me like I can't
No,
read.
I mean it. No, but it's the way y'all just segue into things. The pastor with 8 DUIs tries to murder officers with his car.
Vibes.
This whole
That ain't nothing because
Right.
he
the opening
resurrected
line
them.
to this
That's what I'm
article
saying.
is everything, eh?
Huh?
The opening line to this article is everything.
Let's go. Hit me with it.
This holy man worships many spirits.
Yeah. The bottle
A
is one.
pastor. We're talking spirits as in like alcoholic spirits, you know? A pastor with
That's it,
8 drunk driving offenses on his record went for another one last week in Michigan. This time, upping the ante by allegedly trying to kill a couple of Aroostook County Sheriff deputies. ABC News report. They said that police officers were called to a convenience store off of Interstate 75 and came across Baptist pastor David Jones, who was seated in his car and appeared to be inebriated. Rather than cooperating with the police, the spiritual leader drove across a street, briefly stopped in a parking lot, then accelerated back into the back of the building.
Of course.
When officers moved in on Jones, he allegedly turned his vehicle in the direction and hit the gas, smashing the patrol car.
Wow.
Uninjured, the
I shall not
officers
be
approached
moved.
Jones's
But
car
arrested.
and had to break the pastor's window to remove him because he still refused to give up. ABC News said that the Aroostook County Under-Sheriff, Dan McIntyre, wasn't ready to forgive. He said, if you turn your vehicle around and intentionally collide with a police vehicle, you're going to be charged with attempted murder of a police officer.
No weapon formed against him shall prosper.
No worship, exactly. Did they prosper today? Did they prosper today? Possibly.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, the pastor went over in the parking lot to consult with the Holy Ghost.
The Holy Spirits.
But here's the funny thing.
Bye. Hey.
Jones's last drunk driving arrest was in August, and bail for last week's incident was set at $1 million. Basically, you're not going away.
I wonder what his sermons does be like, why?
Wow.
This is the new collection basket.
Listen, them
You know, they just have the regular basket.
tides,
So wait.
them tides going to bail.
The tree
The bail
basket.
fund? There's
They just have the-
Oh, you
the
better
bail fund?
believe
They
it.
just have the regular basket, the basket to fix the church roof, and the basket for the poor. Now they're going to add another one for bailing Pastor Jones.
No, you've been
Hey,
done there. What do you mean?
I the only one who recognize some of these churches here, the roof been fixing for at least 20 years.
And I must go give them my money. You must be crazy.
No, seriously, that's
No, yeah, that's
I
it.
realize
Yeah.
that's the thing, right?
You know what,
From
man?
since I small, I got this one particular church. Every time I go for a funeral there, there's the church roof fund. It's been 25 years.
You know what has bothered me? We still on pastors, eh? Lot of hope they didn't think. Anyway, y'all can't cuss me.
No, but you know what the problem is, Jade? The real pastors, them like they're afraid to call out the jokey one. That's the
well,
problem.
men are pastors, I gonna call them out.
There's who need to they need to call out the jokey one them.
You know what I absolutely dislike about some of these churches? I have to pay for a funeral, right? To bury my loved one. Why then is there a collection basket during the funeral? Y'all ain't getting enough
It's your
money?
truth. Do you?
Well, I mean,
I guess.
And did I say it in the death announcements, you know? When I listen in
okay,
the
that
death
there does make me feel kind of uncomfortable.
You see, that's what I'm telling you, Azem. I listen in a death announcement, right?
And
at
then
the
you
end of
make
it,
sure you walk with something.
yeah, at the end of it, they're telling you it's like an entrance fee. They're
It's,
telling
it's
you,
like your vaccine card. You know, they tell you make sure you bring your vaccine card or not.
they're telling you make sure you bring your purse.
collection.
Oh my God.
Like, bro, I'm here to bury my family member. You're still taking money out of me after paying you to.
Well, I guess you wouldn't pay because you paid up front. Maybe it's like no, but you see what happened is because it's your loved one. Maybe you pay for the VIP seating. Maybe that's where you got to look at
Is
it.
that-
The VIP, yeah, are you up at the front, Jade, with the reserve seat, the reserve thing?
My mother's here, bye.
But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people like don't know like the costs associated with churches. Like most of these buildings, right? Most of these buildings like insured for
I don't put out anyway.
because if you go to like a funeral home, the cost will be like 20 times more just for the place than if you go to a church. Because usually it's like a contribution. It's not really a proper assessment of the cost.
Listen, ridiculous. Answer the phone, please. Ridiculous.
Caller 11 LNT. Calm Jade down, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's a long time I haven't heard your voice. Well, that's calling. A long time I haven't calling. How y'all guys doing?
We're doing good, man. We're doing
We're
good.
doing good.
Yeah, I'm still listening. And Azem, you said it's a while and you don't understand what you're doing, but like I told you before, you're educating people. Because some people, decision that they make, certain things that you say, you will advise them to check their speed and, make adjustments to their life.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the pastor and his, there's two spirits, right?
Only two?
Well, you have spirited alcohol and you have spirit from the Holy Ghost.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, got you.
So maybe when they pulled him over, he had more spirit in him that he couldn't control.
The man had
Anyway,
a few.
back to the church. The problem with the churches them today is, well, not a problem. What's happening today is that everything has a cost and things is getting more costly. And the people who used to volunteer, everybody's now looking to be compensated. So that's why you realize when at a funeral now, the churches then forced to pick a donation to contribute to the upkeep, and different things that they had to do. Yeah, because the last funeral, well, I wouldn't say the last one, I attended a funeral in the countryside. And I from that area, and when I used to go to that church only had, 3 entrances. Now I realize he has 4. And there been a lot of upgrade over the years to the church. So when I attend those services, I make up in my mind to, give a contribution because I realize what's happening. And in some of them, you realize they are fully AC now. And other things which keeping up to the time, as we would say. They're upgrading. So, anyway, I'll continue listening. You all enjoy yourself.
All right, man, appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's so funny that we was talking about church and I get a video of a church looking like the guy in a fit.
Fet me?
I think I can just need to attend this church since I can't get no kind of other relief.
See, Jade, that's what it does get you.
Well, one thing tell me.
Make sure you bring your collection.
Hello?
Make sure you bring your collection.
You made me entry fee?
Maybe your coin collection.
No, boy, and me can heavy,
But yeah, like I like there's a whole lot of anyway go on my road here.
This church been actively.
Oh, is this the same church?
Yeah, this church has just been actively doing
Sure
things.
Oh,
yeah.
I know they move. I hear they move.
Yeah, the move, yes. It's filled, not a mask in sight. I love it, I love it. I love the hypocrisy that we face in St. Kitts and Nevis. Why? It is so refreshing.
Do you want? Yeah, why? What? Live in paradise.
I'll just share the video with you, Kevon. I just love this thing called hypocrisy.
Yeah.
I don't have fets unless it's in a church. Love it. Anywho.
Oh boy. And the thing about it, and you see this is the same issue I had with like events too. Like you could have the promoters that put in all the protocols in place, that doing everything they got to do, and then you got this one or two who wilding and spoiling it up for everybody. Like everybody can watch this and be like, oh, that was the church them. No, most of the church them ain't doing that. Most of the church them following the protocols. Most of the church them I just go. And I've been to a church where you have to contact trace. You have to contact trace into the
things
church.
like that is that people are going to record the churches as doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. But the ones that aren't doing what they're supposed to do get the WhatsApp forwarded many times.
Yeah, as they should.
Situation.
As they should.
As they should.
Yeah.
That church like it just got all the vibes by. No
Yeah, to
mask,
me,
just
you're good.
vibes.
To me,
Yeah.
you're grudge.
Gawain talking about.
Very.
Gawain talking about. Well, I used to work for a mega church. Like I used to work for several mega churches, and like that's kind of how it has to be. Like, and if you're not doing that, then you really don't make any sense.
That's the appeal. That's the appeal to the mega churches.
Listen, some of these pastors are creepy as hell, okay? Like, I sorry. They don't give me pastor vibes. They give me like demon vibes. Like,
I think what happened too, like I think what you know what I think it is for whatever reason, different styles of worship, different. Okay, for instance, right?
Talking about the
No,
worship.
no. What I'm saying is different styles can appeal to different people, right? So there's some people who don't believe like music in church and so is holy and thing. They want to go and they want to chant from a hymn book or whatever and do pre-written prayers and them kind of thing. Like that's the idea of that. Some people got to, and that's the other thing. So now you got to the opposite end of the spectrum. Now the same thing goes for pastors and preaching styles. Some people like the pastors like who tell stories and speak and whatever. Some people like the fire and brimstone, you go in hell pastors. And then some like the ones who fall somewhere in the middle that you ain't too entirely sure if you are there.
Like, oh my God. Like, there's this one, I cannot remember his name, but he's a white pastor. He does be on Tibian. Or he used to be on Tibian. Nobody can tell me he's a demon.
What?
No, he's a demon for sure. They just ain't realize. But I could see it. That can be a real
Benny Hinn.
What is happening?
He
may not know who that be.
You know, like, you know, in the movies when you have people like demons that'll just come down and all come up and take over people's body. That's what I'm doing.
But when you said that he was aggressive.
But not creepy as him.
Or he just looks, just based on his looks.
The man look creepy, he sound creepy, he does behave creepy. I just really can't remember his name. But he, oh my God.
Yeah. You gotta find him a work for you, man.
He different, boy.
You gotta find him for work for you.
Yeah. Oh, you send a prayer for me, Azem and Kevon.
Yeah, you gotta find him for work for you, man. But I could tell you, what doesn't work for me is having my wife in a wet t-shirt competition at the altar. that's what don't work for me.
You know what else I don't like? People who push religion on you and make it seem like if you don't believe in what I believe, you're doing life wrong.
See, the thing for me with that is that's kind of the premise of religion in the first place.
Not okay.
That's the premise. Like especially in monotheistic religions, like the whole point is this is the way it's done, and we trying our best to save you. So this is the thing, is right. It's like you can't. Okay, think about it this way. Imagine if firemen, right, took the approach of, hey, we know we're really supposed to throw water on your house, but really and truly we want to encroach. So wait till the owner come because we want to encroach and saving this person's house. You understand? Let them decide. That's what going on with religion here. They feel like the water, right? And your house on fire. They ain't waiting for you to come and say, please throw some water on my house.
But then when I tell them prove it, they can't do it. So.
Well, that's not really true. I think the burden of proof different for people. I think the burden of proof is different. For instance, just like when you go to court and some people can say guilty and some can say not guilty,
yeah,
the burden of proof is different.
But then you're going into heaven, right? And you can't prove that it exists and that's actually what's going to happen when you die.
But again, you see, the thing is, it's all built into the ethos, right? So it's like, it's about belief and faith, which is what you need to get there. So you can't.
Belief and faith is fine, but I want proof.
Yeah, so I think that's where the disconnect happens. And then the funny thing, I was thinking about this yesterday, about the fact that a lot of the arguments that happen, the reason why we can't get anywhere with any of these discussions that we have is because I recognize people be arguing different things. So we're having two different arguments, and then we wonder why we can't come to some common ground. Most of the issues that we talk about two different things. I'll give you an example. The discussion around abortion, right? One end of the spectrum is arguing the sanctity of life and you're taking life, right? But one half of the discussion is arguing about women's rights. We're not talking about the same thing. Nope. We're not talking about the same thing. And I realize that's what happening with most of the discussions that we're having now. There's not we're not discussing the same thing, but it's weird. We're not discussing the same
A
things.
lot of the times with certain topics, we're not discussing the same.
Yes, and so you're on one side of the fence and the other side of the fence, and we're talking, right? We're talking at each other, but we're discussing two different topics. Like it's, and I realize that's what's going on with a lot of the things now. It's like we're not actually talking about the same thing, but we bumping heads over this topic, right?
That was my belly, boy.
So, for instance, I'll give you an example. That the big one now is vaccinated versus unvaccinated, right?
Kevon was at the beginning of the show.
I know. I was listening, but we're talking
Oh,
about
as if doing this and not me.
we're talking about a bigger thing, right? So some people on one side of the fence talking about the need to be safe and the need to move out of the pandemic. The other side talking about so how do we get out of the pandemic? That's one side of the thing. The other side talking about individuals' right to choose and things. So you're having these discussions, but we discussing different things. We discussing like we discuss.
And that's why we're reaching nowhere. But, you know, wear your mask, sanitize.
Oh boy. Like we do them there.
I've been saying this. You thought it was a joke. I've been saying this.
We do them by.
Literally been saying this, Azem. Every single day there's somewhere we try to end the world. Not willfully most times, eh?
Nah, a lot of times it's willfully. I
was trying to... Okay, well, I guess I was just trying
Yeah,
to...
you can't really claim
No.
ignorance no more.
Well,
Yeah, a lot of times it's willfully. Like when the people were, when Project Manhattan was going on, Project Manhattan happening, right? And they're trying to build a nuclear bomb to wipe out like cities and so. Like that was purposeful. They know exactly what was going on. Like as you sit down at your desk in the morning, like you're drinking your coffee and eating your donut and designing
how can
on your
I
bomb
end the world
and
today?
designing on your bomb, like you ain't think that bomb is to help farmers in Namibia clear out land. Like this is to take the lives of a lot of people at once. Like,
You know what argument that I saw recently, and it was like, it makes sense, but it makes sense. The fact that we have been not misgendering, but and maybe we're misgendering them too, but the way how we've been speaking about aliens and the propaganda behind aliens. Like, why have we done? Why did we do this to them? Like, why have we been making aliens sound like these scary beings that?
They come in peace.
but no,
That's the funny thing, that is the slogan. But
but that's a cultural thing, because like in Asia, aliens generally are pretty jiggy.
I feel like they would be too.
Like if you watch like Japanese anime and stuff like that, like it's a whole different relationship with aliens and so.
I feel like there would be. Like, I don't feel like
It's only the West we fear things, but there's a general fear of the unknown.
you know what?
That's why it is.
Yes, that is true, but how are you going to convince me that, right? God made everything, the universe and all these things, but yet you feel like God made these beings that can wipe out the earth by just showing up? Well, you understand the God so much. The arguments y'all present don't make sense to me. On the one hand, y'all saying, yes, God is this almighty powerful being and He's created us in His image and all these things. So y'all feel like the aliens look like God?
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't. A lot of that. There isn't a big cross section of people who fall into that. There's not a big cross section of like people who believe in a monotheistic religion that also believe that there's intelligent life.
But why?
Because
Why?
it's not mentioned in the Holy Book.
Because with
Was it because they put in the Bible in
that makes sense.
But I make no sense. We know the universe exists, so because a book doesn't mention the universe existing with other dimensions, that mean ain't true. But we could see the, what?
But we don't see. It's the same thing like you believe. So like they believe that there's a heaven and this is how you got to get there. You believe that there's aliens because you really haven't met them or seen them anyway, and nobody's been able to prove them. So like it's all faith and belief at the end of the day.
Yeah.
People gonna just choose and choose the belief systems and a lot of it too is also based on your culture, how you grow up and them kind of things.
Boy, look how we have shaped the world.
But we haven't. What happened is.
we though?
But what happened
we
is
though?
we haven't misgendered or anything with the aliens. What we have done is, we have created them in our own image.
We're not God.
No. What I'm saying is we have created them in our own image. So like just like we.
Are we gods?
No, Jade.
No, because that's what I said. God
I'm
does
a bit
not.
sick of you right now, truthfully.
No, don't vex it
just
because that's what God did. So don't vex it.
No, so what I'm saying is that if humans are creating out of their imagination what extraterrestrials, aliens, all of these are, right? Then we're going to impart to them characteristics of us. So in other words, we make them behave how we would behave. So just like we go jump on a boat, go somewhere, kill off all the local people, colonize there, boom, boom,
What are you
boom.
talking
They
about?
believe that's what we're gonna do naturally. We're gonna make them in our own image.
Similar to what? Similar to things we've seen and done before.
Hold on. This comment. This comment. How you get to this conclusion? Somebody said if Azem was born in Afghanistan, he would be a Taliban. How did you get to this conclusion, sir?
No, but it's not far-fetched.
I know it's not, but I just want to know how he get to it. Like, I know you enough to believe that. So,
But
like,
not really. I just think it's just because I just born there. Like there's people born there based on what they see.
I think it's more than that, man.
You think I just like I got a militant? See,
You
my
medical, you know?
yeah, but I'm not a fan of military. I'm
What
not a
are
fan.
them?
I'm not a fan of the military. You know, there. Yeah.
Their own kind, but.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of these mass military, like the military complex, industrial complex. Does really get to me. This is why I tell people all the time. Would there be any wars if there were no soldiers? They ever thought about that? You ever thought about the fact that the people who will be pushing these wars, they don't be out there in the front line. They don't be like no.
No, but imagine you telling me I must go fight for the country. And then when I come back to the country, I can't even get a house. I gotta live on the road.
But,
I really don't just be doing things for doing things sake at this point, you know.
I don't wonder, like, but you got 7 drunken daughters. He's the king of whoever and thing. Where your drunken daughter them don't go join the military and go and fight your battle for you.
They're exempt because they're exempt.
Yeah, so
You must send people good train, go blow off the limbs them. But you daughters them and sons home chilling, drinking whiskey and just
see, the thing is, right, I believe that we have been at a point where like
if you believe it so much you go. That's what then if you believe in it so much you go do it.
It used to be like that, but it ain't like that no more.
I love it.
There was always the fight for no. Cain and Abel was a fight. There's a difference between fight and war. See, there's personal battles and things like that. They'll still have family feuds. They'll have families jumping over the river to go fight them over there because the thief a sheep 20 generations ago and so. them things going to still happen, right? But when you start fighting in the name of things like territory and things, but this we don't fight over all these things.
Territory that ain't belong to you. I tell you, you know.
It's resources.
How you going to come with somebody and kill them for things that they own?
The
And y'all see nothing wrong with
but that's what it is. It's about, see, fights and things happen over scarce over resources. Things we didn't have efficiency, we didn't have mechanism, we didn't have technology. So what happened was you fight over land and territory for resources. Oh, them over there got all the salt. We want salt. We're gonna kill them off.
Whatever happened to just asking people? What happened to manners and respect for other people's properties? What? That was never a thing. How would we get to killing them for things that we want?
See, because it's in everyone's mind. It's not yours. So in other words, because let me put it this way. Imagine, right? Imagine because some years ago, your great grandfather and mother put a house over here by the salt pan, right? And the salt pan is now considered the backyard. You got to go ask them anytime you want some salt. Mm-hmm. That's really what's going on. So they might walk up, but no, you can't decide that I can't get no salt.
But you because you can take it?
Yeah, because I need salt. How I gonna salt me pork? I mean meat and so. So I come in and I can just decide, oh, you want to share? No problem, I just take it.
Listen, the theory of war is ridiculous. I cannot walk into somebody's house and decide I want the chicken out the fridge so I can kill them first.
No, you see, that's this. No, what you said, the first part of your statement is correct, right? But you can't compare it to that. You know why?
But that's what it is. That is why people can decide.
Kill them. But that's what I'm saying. So there's different rules for when country is doing these things than when persons doing these things.
That is my issue. Why? How are you going to decide that it's okay for you to go into somebody's country and kill the people who live there because you want their resources? But we can't come into your house and kill you for your resources. We're going to jail.
See what it said? The salt is a natural resource, you can't claim the salt.
That was a good example you use. But you're talking about...
But that's everything land, access to water, the river over on your side. I need some water. So every time I need water, I gotta come and say, hey, by the way, I see the water kind of over here. I could come and get some water, please. And then you decide today, but you know what, I like you ain't getting water. What you gonna do? You gonna stay out there and dead?
May think God put these resources here for us to charge people to use them.
But you just say, well, you can't just ask. That's what you say here. So I say that ain't realistic. The problem is when I just ask and you decide no.
So war and murder is more realistic.
But because what happened is now you need the resources to survive.
I'm just asking, is war and murder more realistic?
Jade, are you going based on reality here? What does happen is you need the resources to survive. So if I'm unable to get the resources from you, what I'm gonna do? Stay here and just dead? No, I'm coming for it. What happened is, what's supposed to happen is, as technology increases, right, and we become more efficient in the way we manage the resources, those are the things that are supposed to quell some of the conflict. The problem is that you have this thing in the world called greed, and people want all. You understand? People want all. So they don't
need all, but they want all.
You don't need all, but you want all. You want all the oil. You want all the water. You want all.
That's what's happening now.
They want all.
But people also like control too. People like to have control. So it's like if I have all, then I have control, and now you have to ask me permission, and I get to control whether you have it or not.
Right, exactly. As somebody's saying, when you ask, you leave the possibility open for a no. And sometimes the no is unacceptable because the no means death. So in the cases where the no means death, you can't accept the no. And then we fighting.
This is literally the cause of slavery.
It's all about
Somebody
greed.
wanted
it's all about greed and control of resources.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's greed and resources.
A white man sailed to a country which had people and said he discovered it. Took up the people, carry it to their country, abuse them, and we just was like, oh well, that's history. Try that today. Sail to America and try to pick up some people on a boat. And bring them here.
What cruises do?
Against their will, Azem. Against their will. You pay to go on cruises. No slave paid to go on the ship. They were not at all at the front.
No, but you know what you're talking about is a big issue right now. Like it still happens right now. The good thing is we call it what it is now. Like I don't even like to hear terms like the cross-Atlantic slave trade. Like
we traded nothing.
You mean the mass kidnapping of people from the native land?
I don't know why we like to rewrite history.
It's human trafficking. Like let's call it what it is.
I don't know why we like to rewrite history and try to make it sound better than it was. Slavery was 10 times worse than people make it, you know.
No, but you see, when you say things like slavery, like you don't like. No, you mean kidnapping, genocide.
Mass kidnapping and genocide.
Yeah.
But y'all use the word slavery to make it sound better. Please. Say what it is, okay?
Yeah.
And cut it out.
I think we need, yesterday I was talking about this, that we need to just call things over there.
They should. Y'all vex with the man because he knock off the foot and the hand of a colonizer.
You should have done the whole thing.
I said, he needed help. I don't know why y'all help.
Why did the government officials not come out and assist him in removing a statue that should not be there to begin with?
Imagine y'all going to remind me every day that I was kidnapped and brought to a country that I didn't want.
Hey, look at the man who put us in the position we are when it comes to depleted resources and underfunded governments and lack of Let's celebrate him. Yay! Thank you for ruining our lives.
Let's see if this is Christopher Columbus on the line. Good morning, caller 11 LNT.
Good morning.
Oh, well, 19, Christopher Columbus.
Good morning. How you all doing?
Morning, we good. How you doing?
Yeah,
Very good.
I'm fine. That's what happened in the world today. Everybody get greed and now make the people under them suffer. The nation suffer because God put the things in there for we to use, freely, Could imagine we had salt on here, funds, right? I just remember up there where the fire station bill and all was a part and to create the water to cool down the country, and these people just go full up from Canada to over here salt and in town full up. Go over Frigate Bay full up. Go over Price Bay, so you know what happened, now why we getting these seats. If you could have seen your great-great-grandmother again come back and talk to you, they said how cool the country used to be. And food, big 70 and all them, be a big this, big that, fruits for all because of greed, you see. In America here, this person have oil, if we had oil, they don't come in here and pretend they're nice to us. Because taking over the country, everything happened to Venezuela. Because this oil thing, go down to Guyana. Man, really, the fellow from Trinidad really sing a true song. This man who going to destroy man. And I gone.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
That's how you end the point, okay?
And I gone. But yeah, greed is really the thing that
Greed is to all evil, not money.
well that's why it says the love of money, right?
Yeah, but
The love of money.
they're not only greedy for money, they're greedy for resources and all these things. So greed is more to all evil than money.
All them is money, boy. You control.
Everything always boils back to money.
Yeah, you control the product. You control the factors of production. You control everything.
Imagine y'all colonize people for things that y'all don't use. Y'all don't see y'all food, but y'all gone in people's country to take up spices. Like, how that make sense?
Jade, you need to behave.
Sorry.
Jade, can you please behave?
Okay, this is all right. There we go.
It's going down a dark path, bye. But yeah, we have another caller, guys. Caller, good morning, 11 LNT. What's up?
Yeah. Good morning, man. How are you?
We good?
Yeah. I don't believe Christopher Columbus deserves no holiday, man. But yet still, though, the Caribbean people, they like to celebrate that part of the history. I mean, normally in Miami they have a carnival that's centered right around that time period. Why can't we celebrate on a black man's, birthday or whatever? Why can't we celebrate on Martin Luther King or on Mandela Day or something? You know what I mean? We always got to be on that negative side of the history. You know what I mean? And like one or two other things I wanted to mention is, I hear you talking about resources, and I don't know if I'm correct with this, but at the bottom of a village there in Nevis, Cotton Ground, there was a natural spring there named Nelson Springs. I don't see why they got that name after Lord Nelson up to this day. They should change all that type of stuff, man. You know what I mean? Why can't we glorify our black people and our locals? And concerning that spring, I understand that the government must have leased out the property, and I don't know if it's one individual or one family that has access to that property there. But when I was a little boy growing up, it was a public access. It was a public access well that was there. We used to go there and dip buckets there and get water out of it. But it just seems like the arrangement changed with that spring there. It appears, what I've heard is that one person or family, they have control over that. The government must have leased the property to them or something, and then they're pumping water and selling waters or whatever. And, one person or one family is getting rich off of that stuff. And the public access is shut off. You're talking about resources and stuff like that. I don't see why the people can't access that well today, because water is a scarce commodity, sometimes during the year when the dry season come around. these are the type of things that we need to talk on. All right, man. That's my contribution for now. I'll come back in later if I think about anything else.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
I forget what we were saying.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get to a point where, well, it doesn't kind of happening, isn't it? Like when even things like the beaches and the coastline we just don't have access to. Even though there's laws in place.
What's it again?
That we can get to a place where the beaches like become a place where we just don't have access to is already kind of happening. Even though we have laws that
You mean if you're going to turn into Jamaica?
Well. Jade, come out here. Jade, you talk. I thought you said why ain't good. You whine all morning.
I'm not. I'm just asking.
You whine all morning.
You are referring to if you are implying
That we are coming to Jamaica.
that we are going to turn into the country of Jamaica.
Me gonna tell you, the salt pan one really does mess me up and thing. I just feel bad about the salt pan. I just feel bad about the salt pan. I ain't gonna tell you that one there does.
You're draining salt pans to build hotel. Like we want more. Take all the resources that think it's have and build hotels. We're gonna live off that. We're going to live off the hotels.
Unless we have a pandemic that shuts down world travel.
But I mean,
Don't say.
But
You don't
here's
say.
the fun part. So, I guess perfect time to play this card. But Caribbean tourism holds strong as region outperforms the rest of the world.
How about again this information from mine?
You know what? They're basing it on the fact that tourists in countries that had lockdowns and all of these things decided to bring their corona over to our countries because they felt like this was a free for all and a playground to run free and do what they want.
Not only that too, I think what happened is that it's how you classify it. People were moving about, but because you're moving from, let's say, instead of just coming to the Caribbean or going to Europe or whatever, you went to Texas, so you ain't really classified as a tourist. You see what I'm saying? You went to Texas or you went to Miami.
No.
You went to Atlanta. So the movement kind of skewed.
No, they're talking about when you jump on the plane and come down here.
That's what I'm saying. So
You suck up the sand and salt and sea.
But that's what I'm saying. So people been moving about, but they really don't classify them as tourists.
I go hold my tongue.
Go ahead, Kevon. Let's see what's happening with the tourism.
Despite the challenges presented by the pandemic in the last year and a half, the Caribbean tourism industry has outperformed the rest of the world.
Yay.
Do we believe this?
Continue. They might just say psych at the end, but let's see.
They might make an actual point in there somewhere. Oh, okay. Well.
Proceed.
No, go ahead. Don't let us interrupt you.
Preliminary data from member countries of the Caribbean Tourism Organization reveal that the region outperformed the rest of the world in the first half of 2021. The CTO said during this period, international tourist arrivals to the Caribbean reached 6.6 million. Where they going? 6.6 million, representing a 12% decline when compared to the same period last year. By the end of May, arrivals were at 5.2 million, which was down 30.8% for the corresponding period in 2020, considerably better than the global average of a 65.1% decline. Of the main regions that were analyzed, the Americas, which included the Caribbean, registered 46.9% drop. Otherwise, no other region performed better than a 63% fall in arrivals.
Hold on.
So basically, we all failed, but we failed the least.
Yeah, but the numbers. But if you look at the overall numbers, then it still doesn't say that we. So it's not really. It's based on percentage change.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then the other thing that it would be interesting for me too. The Americas, would that include? I wonder if that includes
Miami.
Mexico in particular,
Miami.
because Mexico saw a lot of people.
Mexico had a massive boom in traffic this last 2 years.
Yeah. So if it includes Mexico, then I see what's going on there.
yeah, I would like to see a breakdown of the data because it does, like in terms of what region the Americas includes. Because I know the Caribbean is we all think it's the chain, but the Caribbean is actually more than just the chain.
Yeah,
so I want to know what
Guyana,
islands is
Suriname.
included. Guyana, Suriname, Belize.
Belize.
Yeah. So, cute.
Cute indeed.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Anyway, I think we'll take one more call before we... No? Alright.
The person on carbon, no, man.
They probably will. We are going to talk mental health because mine is clearly declining, so we're going to talk mental health next and see if I can get some help.
But I don't know. It's very interesting how these things been panning out. You let somebody in the room now?
You see me touch the computer?
What, mate? Kevon, you alright?
The hackers. The finally hackers.
Yeah. My screen went black for a second, so
And
I was
then we
like,
heard that
hello.
completely the demons.
Bye.
The
I
demons,
better
you know?
stop that, but they have to come past them, yeah.
See? Who saw the hackers?
Oh my gosh. Oh. Anyway, but hey, talking about the hackers, them been going crazy lately, yeah?
And they're hacking student loans. Why you hacking everything else but student loans?
Because they ain't send you.
Oh, that's true.
They ain't send nobody. The hacktivists can be hacking the people them that unwillingly getting duped. That's what they're studying about. They're studying about when you willingly sign on the dotted line and say this is what I'm signing up for. The man is studying now. The man say, who's
The man say,
now?
walk it out.
Yeah, the man is studying now, but
The hackers really tell her walk it out. And it's true, because they have all this resource. They hack the things that literally seem unhackable. But yet students' loans just chilling.
children loan. Who send you?
It's true.
You say, sign up for that there? Okay,
That's
cool.
exactly what they're telling now.
Deal with that.
Yeah. I feel it, I feel it.
Yep.
I feel it, being alive.
Yep. That's how we're going on. The hacktivists, like that term there should be a very scary term.
The hacktivists?
Imagine, as an activist, you know the mentality of an activist, right? Now mesh that with somebody who have advanced knowledge of technology. That there should be a scary person. A hacktivist. That, right?
A lot of these rich and powerful people just be frightened. Because you see what I just really call that the financial information with the Pandora thing?
Yeah.
And they shook.
Right. Let me ask you a question. When Facebook went down, I believe that is somebody doing something to Facebook or Facebook doing it to themselves?
I think it was. I think they said some update that was doing wasn't done properly, so everything. I don't know.
You believe that?
No, boy, you're crazy.
No, I don't.
But let me hear. But I think it's mystic to. I want to hear.
The fact that the staff couldn't even get into the building. What they tell us was a lie, especially right after the whistleblower came.
So I think something went seriously wrong at Facebook. I don't.
You don't think something wrong with Facebook?
No.
So what you think happened?
You think it can't be a coincidence, right? That the day before the interview come out with the lady just basically abusing our Facebook, telling them this is what they're doing, this is what they're doing, this is what they're doing. You know what happened the next day? You know what happened the very next day?
Facebook went down.
No, you know what happened,
Oh.
Facebook show everybody, y'all need us.
Bye.
Y'all need us.
Bye.
The world stops when we stop. So just check out yourself.
Literally, they said,
Yeah, then take what we give you.
This could all be over in a push of a button.
So watch you. Oh, so I got issue with us?
Okay, let me show you.
Let me show you what really going on here.
Darkness.
Darkness.
WhatsApp went, Instagram went.
Watch it. All of you who got your business pages on Facebook, nobody could even find our number now.
Bro.
So who need who?
Who need who in this situation is right?
That's what really went down.
That's wild, you know?
And just at 6 hours, the whole world went was like, oh my God.
Everybody went nuts. Look, listen, bip.
All our people who does be like, make sure your order's in by 11 o'clock for your lunch to be delivered. What? Very cool.
A lot of men went hungry that day.
Number one, nobody getting the lunch. Two, you can't even find your page to order lunch.
They were telling you.
Yeah, you can't find the number because you gotta go on Facebook for it. There's no Facebook.
You can't just say, yo, oh, y'all start to use Facebook instead of actually making websites. Yeah, man, take a day off, man. Hey, take a forced vacation.
That is wild. Y'all used to use
A 6-hour sabbatical.
Yeah, this is Facebook easier.
No, but that's what's going on.
And
it is.
Facebook just holding your lives in the palm of your hand.
It is.
That's right.
It ain't no coincidence. Oh my God! Look at what Facebook is doing to Ayo. Facebook say, yeah. Look why I need us for.
Boy, but speaking of needing things, we're about to jump into a mental health conversation with the lovely Nadia. So, stick and stay. We'll be right back. We'll just take a quick break and be right back with more conversation.
Feel the magic happening. Campari. Taste. Something incredible happens when Campari is mixed just right. Like Campari and orange juice poured over ice. Taste it. Try it tonight. Bitter, sweeter, better. Campari.